What is going on? Jim Alexander with Real Talker. We got some news and some Superman legacy news at that. Deadline and all the other major publications are just releasing the news that we might be getting closer to picking a Superman here. It's been said in the article, at least the Deadline one that I read, that three female and three male contenders for Lois Lane and Clark Kent slash Superman have been chosen to screen test in person for James Gunn and Peter Safran. So the names are David Cornsweet, not too surprising, Tom Brittany. I be honest, I don't know who the hell that is. And the third one is Nicholas Hoult. Definitely know who that is. So those were the three male choices for Superman and slash Clark Kent. These appear to be the front runners, and how could they not be if they're screen testing in person? So these are the favorites. It might be very well likely one of these three come out as the next Superman, or maybe it's just a swerve and we'll see a wild card. But looks like these are the favorites right now that we know of. For the female side, we have Rachel Brosnahan, Marvelous Miss Maisel, very known, probably the most known out of that group, just as Nicholas Hoult is from the other. We have Emma Mackey and Phoebe Dever, or probably it's Dever. That's how we go. So Phoebe, Emma, and Rachel. Okay, so these are your three front runners for the role of Lois Lane. Immediate thoughts here. Okay, so let's start with the Lois Lane. Rachel Brosnahan is a really good actress. She's done some several. She's been, she's established herself since the Marvelous Miss Maisel. It's a quality actress who's also on the younger side, the late 20s or so. So there's definitely longevity there for that franchise, and it's a good time to probably cast her because she is on that rise, and she's going to be getting to probably the A-list level soon. So if you can scoop her up for Superman, that would add a lot of quality and notoriety there. Emma Mackey, you're talking about someone on a rise. She's definitely that. She'll be starring in the Barbie movie this summer. So there's going to be a lot more exposure for her. So far, she's best known for Sex Education. She's on the younger side. She's in her early 20s. So she's definitely would be a youthful Lois Lane. And there's Phoebe Dunvor. Jeez, I'm going to screw this up constantly, the name. So Phoebe is also in her 20s, on the younger side here too. She's best known for Bridgerton. Yes, for you fans of that, know her very well. And here are my thoughts on these three actresses. So my personal favorite would be Rachel Brosnahan. And it's because she not only has the look of Lois Lane, I think her being kind of in the late 20s, almost hitting 30, she's at a mature age, at a right age for this role. It's that one big role, I think, to set her up to the A-list level, as a top star in Hollywood, because, and it's interesting now that Marvelous Miss Maisel is ending, it's gone, she's free to do this, right? So it'd be really cool to see her. She does have that Lois Lane look. And as a fellow Midwesterner, she's from Milwaukee, spent a lot of time in Chicago. I'm a fan of her, so definitely thumbs up for her. Emma Mackey. Here's the thing about Emma Mackey. She's in such Sex Education. Obviously, she's kind of the spunky, wild, pink haired. I don't know if she has the look necessarily. She's really good looking. First of all these women are very attractive. And you could see them sort of look, fit the role of Lois Lane, the look of it. Obviously, Rachel has the best look for Lois Lane. Phoebe also. And Emma just think about Emma. It makes me think of her watching such Sex Education, that she plays a better kind of rebellious, spunky character. She's got that look. She's got this devious, troublemaker look. I don't know if she fits the Lois Lane look, and just the style of what we've seen her. I mean, obviously these are actors playing roles, they can adjust to anything, but something about Emma Mackey, I'm just not feeling it. Maybe it's the age too. She's really young still. You maybe need more seasoned Lois Lane. And then Phoebe, I just think of her as period pieces. Not only Bridget, she's got the look, she's got the very sort of delicate face. She's very attractive. I just see her being in these sort of period pieces. She's made in a way, and she's got the look for period pieces. I just don't see Lois Lane really in her. So Rachel Brosnahan is definitely the leader in my book here for that role. Now on to the Clark Kent Superman. David Cornsweet's been talked about a lot for this role. He's been a talked about sort of front runner or person for a long time. I'm warming up to him for sure. The thing about him, he was so look wise, he fits the look. I think the best out of anyone. I think the only one that fits the look as good as he does for Clark Kent Superman is Pearson Faudet, another favorite of mine. So see a video that I did about him and the 5 reasons he will maybe in this point, maybe it's questionable, be the next Superman. I like Pearson Faudet personally, but David Cornsweet's probably in my top 3 and number 2. He's 6'4", tall guy, fits the superhero look. He even, if you see some interviews with him, he's got the Superman hairstyle too, kind of the one Henry Cavill did, or Cavill, however you want to say it. So I kind of like him. I don't know that much about him. I mean, he's done definitely shows. He's been around. Probably his most notable thing was in with Mia Goth in Pearl. That was probably the last thing I saw him in, and he was really good in that. And that was a really good film too. So I'm intrigued by David Cornsweet. I think he's got the look going. He's got the age too. He's in his late 20s. So also measuring up there with Rachel Brosnahan. And if you want to go the American route, we need American Superman and all that. There's 2 Americans right there for you, because Brits tend to take these roles, as Henry did, but he was phenomenal. So I'm not hating on that, because Henry is my favorite Superman. But for those purists who just want an American Superman, there's David Cornsweet fits that criteria. And he's got the look going for him, the height. I just think that could be a good fit potentially there too. I think he's got the chops too, acting wise, to do that. Now, I don't know who Tom Brickney is really. Apparently he's done the show Unreal. He was on that, which is a spoof of The Bachelor. He's sort of the unknown. Not many people know it. He's British. He's in his 30s, early 30s, so age isn't a big of an issue. But if he's definitely, those few years sometimes make a difference, versus David Cornsweet, who's late 20s, and we have Tom here in his early 30s. I just don't know. He doesn't have the look. He just doesn't look like Superman. I look at him, he kind of looks like a jock. More so of like he'd play a good villain, an ass kicker. He's got that sort of tough, mean look to him, of a jock, of a bully. I don't see him fitting that Superman look at all. I tried to look at a lot of different images and pictures and just wasn't getting Superman at all here. So I wouldn't like that choice. I think it's too obscure. He doesn't have the look. Just not enough going here for him to be Superman. And then a Brit that we know very well, who's probably the most famous of all of these actors testing here, is Nicholas Hoult. He's done the superhero genre with playing Beast in the X-Men movies. I think there's a little bit of overexposure here for Nicholas Hoult. He's almost too big of a name to be this role. I think a little obscure is good. And I'm sure there's other females that are still um, they're looking in for the role of Lois Lane. So there we go. So what is it going to be? The questions arise. Everyone wants to know. We're getting day in and day out some sort of leak or of information. It's a highly sought after role, and everyone wants in on it. And Rachel even admitted that sort of herself on a recent interview with The Talk. I think whatever show with Whoopi Goldberg, that daytime talk show. So we'll see what happens, but I still think wild card could be Pearson Fode or someone we're not even talking about. So as of now, I would put David Cornsweet seems to be a number one. I don't think this Tom Brittany's going to get it. And Nicholas Holt's going to be around there. I think he's always should be in a top 5 of these contenders because of his body of work, and people recognize him. So I wonder who's going to get cast first, or is it going to be a formal announcement for both Lois Lane and Superman? We'll see about that. But that's all we know for now. I'll be jumping on if I hear any news and sharing it. But make sure in the meantime, subscribe wherever it is you see it on screen. Make sure to subscribe to Real Talker. We're going to have more discussions about Superman. And then when you subscribe, it helps out the the outlet, and of course it gives you notifications too when I post one of these things up. So subscribe and help out. It's a simple way, just clicking a button. And of course, if you like this, thumbs up, this way. If you like, and comment. I want to hear your thoughts. Who are your favorites? Who do you like? Who do you think is going to be cast? Do you agree or disagree with some of these choices? Do you agree with what I said or not? I like to interact with the comments, so make sure to leave some. And in the meantime, no, I was going to say something, but it's a Buzz Lightyear line. To infinity and beyond. No. Dun, 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 dun. I'm flying, sort of. You know what? That background is actually pretty good. It's not moving or anything, so kudos to that. I'm happy with it. Till next time, guys.